Alright, so today's lesson is about the area of squares and rectangles. So that's your title. Can everybody see that? Is that good? So we're gonna cover the formulas, and we're gonna, very importantly, do some real life examples. Okay? Real life questions. So first up, the formula we all know. Area of a rectangle is the length times the width. So basically it's the number of squares, it's the number of unit squares, whether that unit is centimeter or kilometer or meter. It's the number of unit squares that covers the area. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's the area. So we can count it by counting, or we can actually use the formula. Very, very simple. Length times, what's one length? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. I'm going to multiply by 2, which also, lo and behold, magically gives me 8. Wow. Amazing. Okay, so just remember that the unit for area is square unit. So for example, am I going too quick, people? So for example, we have square meter, which we'll write like this. It's got a little 2 there. Square centimeter, okay. For example 1, an Olympic swimming pool, which got cancelled by the way. It's going to be postponed to next year, hopefully, if everything goes well. An Olympic swimming pool is 50 meters long and 25 meters wide. We're going to find the area. So say we had a pool covering and we need to find the area of that. Step 1, draw a diagram. Always helps with the diagram. Pictures are fun. There's my pool. Also very sad, imagine my indoor pool closed as well. Oh, yeah, it did. The indoor one. That's alright. Hopefully once it's safe again they'll open back up. Alright, so the pool is 50 meters by 25 meters. Ooh. Step 2, yeah, use formula. In other words, 50, sorry, use formula. So 50 times 25 will give me 1250. Now I need to make sure that my units are the same. That's meters and that's meters. So when you multiply something by itself, you can go that number squared. So same with this meter squared. Now, a trickier question, but not too tricky, hopefully, can be something like this. The area of lawn in Sarah's house is 156 square meters. Right, the area of lawn in Sarah's house is 156 square meters. If her length is 12 meters, find the width of her lawn. So the area of lawn is 156. If the length is 12, I'm going to find the width of her lawn. Alright, so let's draw what we know. So a nice, very pretty diagram, this one. Very interesting. We know it's 156 square meters. We know the length is 12. And we don't know what this guy is over there. So what's my formula? So it's 12 times something. That's going to equal 156. So 12 lots of something is 156. So in our case, we have 4 of you guys, and I have 156 chocolates to give to each of you equally. What maths would I have to do to give you 156 chocolates all equally? Hannah? Divide. Yes, you would divide. So you do the opposite. You go 156 chocolates divide by 12 people, because it's 12 there, not 4. That equals 13. Thank you. 13 meters. So the width of a lawn is wow. So each person in this case, each would get 13 chocolates. Each. Very exciting. Alright. Now we're going to do a question that's very real life. I'm going to talk about paint. Not Microsoft Word paint, but actual paint. Alright. Last example, example 3. Aiden wishes to paint a plank of wood because he was bored. Okay, it's a big plank of wood. This plank of wood is 35 meters by 2 meters. Huge plank of wood, probably from a really big tree. Alright. Aiden knows that 1 liter of paint. Aiden, what color would you like to paint your plank of wood? Pink paint. I'm a fan of the pink paint. Pink is actually my third favorite color. Covers 12 square meters. So let's grab out a pink. There it is. So Aiden's plank of wood is like that, and he wants to color it or paint it in pink. Yes, I got this really cool neon pink Sharpie. Very exciting. I have more. I won't show you them. Okay, so anyway, so here is 2 meters, and we got 35 meters there. So we'll leave it like that, and we'll go question A. To work out how much paint Aiden needs, do we work out perimeter or area? Ooh. Let's see. Obviously, I've just colored that in. So obviously area. Obviously area, you silly goose. You don't have to write that last bit in if you don't want to. B. Now Aiden's a smart man, he paints both sides of the plank of wood in case he needs to use both sides. So if Aiden wants to paint both sides of the plank of wood, how many liters will he need? Now this question gets a little bit more real life application sort of thing. So not only do we have to work out the area, we need to work out how many liters of paint he will need. So let's just highlight some things here. I've said both sides, so you want to make sure that you highlight and you know that we need to do both sides, not just the one side. Okay. All right. So let's see. So the area of one side. Area of one side is obviously just 35 times 2. Because my diagram up here, look, 35 length, 2 width, 70 square meters. So the area of two sides would be 70 times 2, or 70 plus 70. Both ways will get you the same answer. Now we get to the tricky bit. So we have the total area and we need to find the paint. What does Aiden know? If we move back up, it says that Aiden knows that 1 liter of pink paint covers 2 square meters. So we know 1 liter covers 12. How now do we find the number of liters that we need? Let me put this in another context. Aiden is throwing a party. He makes some cordial he says that 1 liter makes 12 liters of actual cordial. If he wants 140 liters of cordial, of total cordial, how many liters does he have to buy of the concentrate? Anybody else? Aiden, have a think. 12 times 140, that's a lot. So 1 liter of the concentrate of the ones you buy from Woolies, that makes 12 liters of the mixed up ones. You want 140 of the mixed up ones. How many of these bottles do you have to buy from Woolies or Coles? It's opposite of multiply. Divide, yeah. So it's 140 divide 12. So this gives me the number of liters. So Aiden's having a party, a pink party, and he needs 11.6666 recurring bottles from Woolies. Now Aiden, can you buy 11.6666 bottles from Woolies? What do you have to buy? 12, yeah, correct. $12 liters of paint. Now last and final step is question C. Aiden goes to the paint store. He says, I need 12 liters of paint. Give it to me now. The guy from out of town goes, what's wrong with you? We don't sell paint by the liter. We sell it in paint tins. If each paint tin only comes in 5 liter tins, how many tins does Aiden have to buy? What are you thinking? Let's see. If I buy 1, I get 5. If I buy 2, I get 10. If I buy 3, I get 15. But I need 12. So do I buy 10 or 15? I'm going to have to buy 15, yes. So the mathematical way of doing this is taking 12, dividing it by 5, and then rounding up. So I have to round up because I can't buy less. 12 divided by 5 gives me 2.4, but I have to round up because otherwise I don't have enough. So 2.4 rounds up, it gives me 3 tins. And then obviously you can go, each tin cost $7.50. How much will Aiden have to pay? 3 times $7.50. Any questions? Clarifications? Arguments? Debates? Alright.